judge in Pretoria. The name of the judge was Justice Seli. Seli wanted all of us to give him a clear report of what we had seen take place and how the installations we were the supervisors of had been destroyed during the unrest. Many people were afraid of speaking at this inquiry, which was called the Seli Inquiry. And we were promised that our names would remain anonymous. But when the inquiry was on, I noticed reporters at the inquiry in a place where they were not supposed to be. If the inquiry was to be held in camera, why then were there reporters there? And amongst the reporters was a white woman, Helen Zille. Now, I spoke to the judge, answering his questions. And then I said to the judge, protection for workers in Soweto is completely inadequate. Innocent workers are being beaten up and sometimes killed by the rioting youths. Can't more protection be supplied to those of our people who are willing to work? And this white woman went on to write in the Rand Daily Mail newspaper that I had said that the army should be called into Soweto to quell the unrest. Now, here was a white woman defying the orders of a judge, breaking the law with impunity almost. Of all the people who testified in that place, some of whom said worse things than I said, only my name was betrayed. And after that, my home was attacked by 500 or more school children. It happened in September 1976. My wife was raped. My children were beaten and injured. How they managed to escape, I don't know. And I was stoned and stabbed many times. And when I was lying on the ground completely helpless, petrol was thrown over me. And that was when I knew fear, because we African people believe that if you are burnt to death, not only is your body consumed by the flames, but your soul is destroyed as well. We believe that although a human being possesses an immortal soul within him or her, that soul can be destroyed by fire. How I escaped from that Holocaust, I do not know. Something must have frightened these children. They all ran away and left me lying in my blood at the back of my house. And not a single one of the many neighbors I had, many of whom I had helped years before and weeks and months before with loans of money and gifts of food, not one of them moved to help me at that time. I was taken, I managed to crawl to to a municipality yard, and there I hid in a corrugated iron shack until nightfall. And then a man came to see me there, and this man drove away a gunman who had come in there into that yard to finish me off. And this man took me through a hole in the fence to the house of a Sangoma who is one of my followers. And that Sangoma, at great risk to her life, hid me under her bed until the police came to take me out of there. I was covered with wounds, and a broken knife was lodged in my body. And somebody had tried to cut off these two fingers. This is where the knife went in, and here it came out. After that, we hid in the backyard of a police station. And after that, my immediate superior, a white gentleman who is a horticulturist, smuggled me out of Soweto with my family and took me to Natal, and where I stayed for over a year recovering from my injuries.
And all this, Credo, is from one journalist,
yes,
a white journalist during apartheid.
Yes, sir.
Saying you said something you didn't say.
Yes, sir.
Now,
and
what does that say about how easy it is to manipulate people? I mean, you must have been frustrated beyond belief.
Sir, let me tell you, Mr. Icke, that the enemies of humankind, the Chitauli, or whatever it is we choose to call them, have in newspapers a devastating weapon, a weapon for which there is no answer. Using a newspaper, they can lash out at anyone, knowing that that victim cannot fight back.
Credo, what's the agenda for Africa now? We've told a long story. We're in the modern world, we're looking ahead. What's the agenda of the Illuminati Chitahuli for Africa? And the world, come to that, do you think?
It appears from what I see happening all over Africa that the Chitauli are depopulating or destroying those countries in Africa which, left to themselves, could become the bread baskets of this continent. The Sudan is being destroyed. Angola has been obliterated. Mozambique has been destroyed. But wait, the countries as such have not been destroyed. Only their populations have been obliterated or brought to the edge of extermination. Why? What do these creatures want? I feel that the answer says they want to alter human society by wiping out certain races of humankind and leaving others alive. I think that Africa is being depopulated deliberately in order to enable the future dictators of this world to get at Africa's minerals without bothering to pay anyone for those minerals. In other words, the minerals of various countries, things which appear more important to the Chitauli than human lives, are being cleared so that they can be, continents are being cleared, countries are being cleared of people, so that people, whoever will be in power afterwards, will be able to have access